Man, you got the right one. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I've done this. I do this. So
Right,
I get it.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Whatever you
Good, bro? Okay. All right, man. It's a special joint right here, man.
Is that what it is? That what we're saying?
You really don't need no introduction. I'm the Def Comedy Jam,
Right.
Comedy Central,
All that.
Pierre, Panic Room.
Bow down.
You know what I'm
You'll see
saying?
what they say right there.
And you're doing a lot of other stuff. We're just gonna get into that, man.
All right,
We know as we go, right, man. But man, thanks for coming through, man.
Oh no, come on, man! Without a doubt.
Man,
First of all,
me-
really
yeah.
thank you for having me, bro. And I mean that, man.
Oh, yeah.
You a
Yeah.
legend too.
Right.
But man, you a man of your word, and I respect that. That's why I'm sitting right here, man.
Man, that's the only way you gotta be, man.
There
Good
you
men gotta show, set the zapper, man, set the new tone out here, man.
Real,
There's no
true.
man. Well, your word is everything, you know.
It is.
But man, off the breakaway, man. I know you from DC, but before you got to DC, you was living. Where you was living at before you moved to DC? Where you was born there, I should
Well,
say.
I was born. I'm from a military family. My father was in the military. I was born when I was born 2 months. I was born in Texas, Fort Hood, Texas. Shout out to all those watching from Fort Hood, Texas. It was a military base. I 2 months later we moved to Germany. My mother was German. My father got stationed back in Germany, and I was there until I was 11 years old. And so I went from Germany, beautiful Germany's beautiful.
Yeah, well, yeah.
God damn it, in the hood of DC. Shit, that culture shock, motherfucker. Yeah, I had long flowing hair like Prince on his first album. That shit was not a good look down there. You niggas would fuck me up, man. Call me all kind of names and shit. Oh, sissy ass nigga, look at that girl. My shit was down here. All the girls like me, right?
Right,
The stuff like, nigga, I don't, you taking our girls and shit, man. I would go home at night and just pray, man. I was like, cause I talk about my hair and shit.
Right.
I was like, man, Lord, why can't you make my shit nappy like the rest of them niggas in the street, niggas? So I feel equal, you know what I'm saying? I want to feel equal. My shit in the back, you know what I'm saying? Hard to brush and shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that good grade.
You know what I'm saying?
They like that good
Cold.
grade, right?
I used to get my hair cut at a hair pair.
Okay,
Like
yeah,
old school. I'm
right,
like, that's like Fantastic Sam's now and shit.
Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't go to a regular barber like my cousin, because I moved in with my cousin and my aunt and my uncle, my father's brother, because my parents stayed back in Germany. But yeah, man, I couldn't go because, you know, my poster wasn't on the wall. You know what I'm saying? My picture wasn't. I had to bring it in Right On magazine or something. Give me the motherfucker Kim Fields, nigga. You know, my shit was fluffy.
Oh, you had no example on the wall. You go chose, so give me this joke right here.
Exactly. None of the posters was my haircuts and shit.
Right. Yeah. Well, what year we talking about when you came here?
78, 79.
77. Okay.
When I came, let me tell you when I came, when the biggest sensational situations happened. Terrance Johnson.
Oh, man,
yeah. Remember Terrance? For those who know Terrance Johnson, that had just happened when I moved here. Young brother who was, him and his brother got pulled over by the got pulled over, taken to the Hyattsville police station. You know, they was racist and shit back there. They was beating the little boys up. You know, his brother pulled a pistol out, bow, shot him, and they went to jail. And it was a big old, you know, one of the first ones that were like, we got now with Trayvon Martin and all this, you know, George Floyd. That was one of the first ones that I remember back in 78.
78.
Yeah, around 78.
If I wasn't mistaken, I think they changed the laws about bringing a gun in interrogation room or something. I want to say it was something about it was a monumental law. I'm not sure, so I don't want to quote on that. What high school you attend?
Was in DC for a while, but I moved right when I got a junior high. I moved to Maryland.
Okay.
C Pleasant, Forestville area right there.
Okay.
Basically DC Light, shit right across the street. You know what I'm saying? I went to Crossland.
Ward 9, basically.
Yeah,
Ward 9. You had a lot of girls go to Crossland too. Yeah, a lot of girls go to Crossland, right? Yeah, well, Walt Williams, a lot of people come through that Crossland.
Tank came through there. Joe Claire came through there, man.
You had a Hall of Fame though, mob over there. Hall of Fame mob over there, man. God. So when you out there, you 1 foot in DC, then you hanging out. So you had the best of both worlds, man. So that did it get you in the streets? Well, how about that?
Well, you said best of both worlds. Remember I said C Pleasant, nigga. That ain't nothing but DC, man.
Right, yeah.
Like I was in Bull Hill. I was way out there. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't Mitchellville, motherfucker. I was right in DC. Right, basically feet over, nigga.
Yeah, I said why I say Ward 9. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, my grandma lived in C Pleasant or Addison Road.
Okay.
Yeah, so to me, when I went across that line, it felt like I was somewhere else, you know what I'm saying? We got a backyard, Christmas, the yard, you know, stuff in the yard, but it was still the same penalty. From you cross the line, it's the same penalty over there now. I respect that, right?
That's true. Yeah. So it was but now you're right, you know, we got a home instead of apartment living in or something. I went to DC, I went to Maryland and so forth. And it was a little different. It was a little different. But you know, but to me, man, Maryland might have had the girls, you know, you say the girls. But the girls who was fucking was in D.C. I'm being real with you, nigga. It look different, nigga. I had to come back with a bus, nigga. You know, I do what I do. You know what I'm saying?
Cross the line to get some action.
It was worth it, though. You know what I'm saying? I went to a lot of little hoods and shit in D.C. looking both ways and shit for that pussy. Like, hell no, man.
Right.
Yeah. I had a car and shit. I had a little car. I was like, bitch, I ain't gonna stop. I'm gonna slow down, bitch. Just run the dog and this motherfucker. You know these niggas in the neighborhood. I don't know them.
Right.
You know, girls always be like, it ain't bad around here. Bitch, you right by the shrimp boat, but you raised some other. Okay, I know. They all know you. They don't know me.
They don't know me. You still had the head? What you do? The head was still the same?
No. By that time,
you cut it?
Yeah, I put it down by that time.
Oh, okay.
I went to the barber shop by that time.
Right, yeah. And shoot back, man. Yeah. That was fun. But you're right, though. But for us, we were so excited to get a Maryland girl because they had cars.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? It was time to get, it was just a little different feel. But sure. That's funny that distinct you made of that, right? So, man, I know, man, I'll never forget. I heard the story, man. You got to tell me because, man, what happened with you and this Jamaican posse, man? What happened with that, man? Where was you at, man?
All right. Let me think. Let me count the story. So what happened? Me and my boys used to hang out all the time, just have fun. I had two cats that used to dance real well.
Okay.
And one thing, they made routines. And one thing about it, you go to a house party and two niggas break up and they dance, all the girls like you and shit. You know how that was. And shit. The niggas be mad. Fuck them two bad man niggas dancing and shit. But the girls like, oh, I like y'all. Yeah. So I had two cats like that. Shout out to my boy Daryl and Hassan.
Okay.
So we used to hang out and look for parties to go to. So one particular night, we this is over here by Hampton Mall on Central Avenue in D.C. I
had a warehouse over there.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So right by Bright Sea Road, those who know? Okay. That McDonald's just changed. They put a new one on.
They just tried to remodel a new joint all that long right there. Yeah, all that long.
Yeah. So we were going through there. We parked our car and then we was going through the McDonald's just to see some honeys was working or whatever. Because we could start a conversation up. And we went through there because we just, see what we're going to do that night. But we went through there, and then we went across street to Hampton Mall. They had a Roy Rogers back there back in the day.
Yeah,
Roy Rogers. We went to the Roy Rogers, fucking around. So we decided to come on back to our car, walk across Central Avenue. We went through the McDonald's. And when you come out to McDonald's, they got that little metal gate because the drive-thru's right there. Mm-hmm. You got to walk around it a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Right. So we came around and we was walking around it, and some dudes in a car, a whole bunch of them, almost hit one of my boys, like, early, hey, nigga, what the fucking else? Don't worry, my niggas was always ready to scrap and shit.
Right, yeah.
Fuck you, baby. And so they pulled out, let's come around here. So they pulled out to the parking lot, the parking lot. And we were by our cars, and then another car behind them came out with them. So it was 2 carloads of dudes. So, back in there, everybody in D.C. think they can fight. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We just throw them hands and shit. Right, slap boxing in school.
Head up, let them rub her head up.
It started like this, and it wound up like this, slap boxing. You know what I'm saying? We started knuckling up. Oh, my God. Nigga, what we about to do? Yeah. So we outside, we ready to throw the hands.
Right.
And we put our hands up to fight the dudes. It was 4 of my boys, me and 3 of my boys. And I think we had another carload of like 2 guys in it. And what happened was, the Jamaican guys came out, was talking all that shit, but the cars left.
Right.
And they stayed there. So we kept when we put our hands up, they kept backing up in the
Right, Y'all pressing the issue, but they backing up.
Right. So we got in the car, they yanked the door up. We're like, man, come on, man, let's do it again. Back out again. What's up? They backed all up and shit.
Right.
So we got back in the car. They ain't trying to fight. What they were doing was stalling.
They were stalling time.
I didn't know that at the time. You know what I'm saying? So all of a sudden, I'm in the middle seat in the back. I just got on. I got in the back seat. I look back, and I can see some dudes come running back. Right. All right, well, here it goes. It's gonna be what's gonna be.
Right.
And all the cars are parked together against the fence. Parked together. And we get out. And I had never heard a real gun at the time. I seen this shit from the movies.
Right.
And the dude said, burn him. The Jamaican lead guy said, burn him.
Right.
I heard, pap, pap. And I, 100, I thought they had a starter pistol, nigga. Because I ain't never heard a gun. The gun I heard from the movie, nigga.
Right,
Dirty Harry, nigga. I went, boom, boom. You hear pap, pap. Nigga, this nigga got a starter pistol?
Yeah, 22 over there somewhere.
Yeah, nigga, what the fuck? And he shot. And, when niggas start shooting, all friendship end, nigga. We just run, nigga.
Right,
These motherfuckers gonna scatter. My boy ran, pushed me. And just right before that, a guy had a little Fiero. Remember the Fiero?
Yeah,
it was 87, October 87. Little Fiero. He came over and was like, yo, brother, stop fighting, man. Come on, black man, whatever. Right. And he went back to his car and shit. Right. So when the shot, I started running to go behind the McDonald's because there was woods back there. Mm-hmm. And they had a Fiero, and I had never been shot before. And he shot me in the leg, and I was like, pow, I could feel a numbing shot. It felt like you put your hand in an electrical socket.
Right.
Like, what the fuck? And your adrenaline flowing and shit. We all running and shit. There was a bus right there, like a tour bus. It was old folks that came out and came back in. One of my dudes jumped into the tour bus and shit. And I'm running, and then he shot me. What did he shot me? In the back. I was like, and fuck electric shock. I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm running all this, real quick. Pap, 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 pap.
Right.
I'm running, and then he shot me in the hand as I was running. And my hand popped up, and I looked up, and all that meat and shit was fucking. I was like, what the fuck?
Right, yeah.
It looked weird as shit, man. I was like, hell yeah. And the guy with the little Fierro had ducked, and I jumped over like on some old movie shit. Because, man, when you getting shot,
doing all type of shit.
Come on, player. Right, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I jumped over like on some old movie shit, over his hood and shit, flipped over and ran around the corner. Didn't know if they was chasing me or not. My boy shot up my boy Daryl. We ran around the corner. He was hiding in the woods and shit. And I'm running. He's like, I started losing my leg. Was start flopping and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it must have hit a tendon or whatever the fuck. And I was like, I was running and shit. And I remember he grabbed me and picked me up and tried to take me over Central Avenue.
Right.
They have a medium strip. We fell cars just dropped me. I was like, oh motherfucker. And I had a pair. I'm just funny. 995 New Balance.
New Balance, yeah.
They're like that. But they had a little burgundy tip with the motherfucker dirt burgundy. Yeah. It was $105 back then.
Back then, yeah.
87 now.
Right, yeah.
That's a bag right there, homie. Yeah. So I'm telling you.
87, he had him on 87.
Right, so he brought it. So we fell. I said, nigga, if I did. He's like, let me take you back. So he took me back. Because the medium strip, it took me back to the drive, just where you drive into McDonald's, the drive, and dropped me on the ground. And I was like, oh, my fucking, I was all fucked up at that time, man. I started crying. I thought you died when you shot, nigga. I ain't know, nigga. I think.
How old are you then, anyway?
20.
Oh, yeah, hell yeah.
I'm like, man, I'm dead, You shot and get dead. I got shot 3 times. And so people coming up to me and shit, it was like, asking me, oh, shit, Pete. Because people recognize, yo, Pete, I'm going to call your father, tell me that. Laying there. And then I just kind of remember the ambulance coming. I remember a young cat was in the ambulance, and he said, I'm laying there, in the gurney, whatever it was. I'm laying there. He say, the nigga say to me, he said, I said, man, I started crying. I was like, I started crying. I said, am I gonna die? Am I die? Right. Nah, man, you all right. Like that, nigga. I ain't like, went all professional and shit, nigga. Nigga, you okay, nigga? I'm like, motherfucker. I wonder who the fuck that is. I wonder who you were, dude. And so they took me to the hospital, and blah blah blah. And I remember getting out the hospital. First thing I wanted was my shoe back, nigga.
Oh yeah, you know what the shoes? What the shoe ran out that joint? Yeah, right.
I said, run that shoe back, homie. Fuck that blood and shit. I wanted that. And for a long time, man, I never told about this, but for a long time though, I was scared about being around seeing young black guys on the corner, walking across the street and shit. Exactly. If I hear a noise like that, I'd be like, what the fuck, Right after, you talking about for at least a good year, man.
Right. Shocking.
Yeah, man. Whenever I see brothers in the corner, I'm like,
Yeah, be like, I ain't walking past that right there.
Fuck that, man. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, that happened. Damn. And somebody, I was on another platform, and I mentioned it, and someone did Google it and found information. Them motherfuckers back then, the Washington Post would put your address on it. Pierre from 1409.
Yeah, they put your address. Yeah, they put your address.
They put my whole goddamn address.
Back then they put your address in there. Yeah, you right about that. God, that's so. When your mother fall right there, he done got shot. Man, what was going on in their mind? What they say?
My mother cried in the hospital. My father was like, I'm going to get that mother. Because my father was from the streets.
Right,
He really was from the streets.
Right, yeah. He hunting. He ready to hunt.
Yeah, he was like, he's like, no, I'm going to get this. I'm going to get this. And I was like, okay. And then he claimed he took care of it. But when I started doing stuff, I didn't do research on purpose. Right. What happened was, years later, I was reading about the Shower Posse. Dwayne, someone of the sons wrote the book about the Shower Posse. Okay. So I was reading about it, and then I discovered, so they wrote in there, was saying like, 2 Jamaican gangs could not be in the same city. You couldn't have 2 Jamaican gangs in Seat Pleasant. They're going to kill each other off. You got to move your ass to Greenbelt or whatever. You got to move, but you can't be in the same city. This kind of thing. And so I remember they were telling a story about one of the hitmen that would shoot and fly back in Jamaica, come out and kill, do what he had to do. And he had an assignment one time, and it was in January. And I remember this happening in January of '88 over there in Lansdowne Village. They killed 4 or 5 people one time. That was a big situation. One person get shot, whatever, but 4 people, and he was responsible for that. And see, Lansdowne Village ain't nothing but a couple miles from where it happened. Right, exactly. So put the deduction together. It can't be 2 different gangs that close. So it had to be them. Some affiliation. And they were Jamaican. And back in '87, wasn't no Jamaicans in Maryland. Not that I knew around there. You get what I'm saying? Maybe in D.C. they had some, on, but not in my area, around there. So my deduction was, and I kind of saw the guy's face. They show pictures of him, and I, you vaguely. I kind of remember a guy. I remember a couple dudes. I think he was one of them because he had a long trench coat on. Jamaican niggas like to wear that shit, long Jamaican coats and shit like that. And At least back then it was, and that was it. So I put the deduction. It probably was that,
Right. Damn, that was dramatic, but it was funny because you turned that joint into comedy, man. And ran with that joint, man. So you turned trashy to Trump?
Trashy to comedy.
That was strong. That was strong.
Out the park, niggas know me. Curtbone, little homie. All days. Been a road.
Look, man, make sure y'all log on to Curtbone TV. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Share it with a friend. I'm going to keep on bringing y'all interesting content, interesting interviews. I'm going to even let y'all think of topics to give me that we can talk about. I'm going to start going live. But what I need y'all to do is hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell for notifications, share it with a friend. Remember, Curtbone TV.